Hi, I'm Neil. Welcome to today's training. Today we're going to talk about how chiropractors can generate more patient referrals to grow their practice. A little bit of housekeeping before we get started. If you see me looking above the camera like this, hopefully that won't be too distracting. I do have a second monitor here, so I'm looking at the same slides that you're looking at as we go through the content. Hopefully that will help keep us on track and focus so we can get through the material quickly. In this video, we're going to cover the importance of getting referrals and how that can really help you grow your practice. We're going to look at what the data says. I'm a big proponent of using real-world data and research to guide our decisions and our strategies. We're going to talk about two different ways to go about getting referrals. I'm going to show you an actual plan step by step and kind of walk you through the pros and cons of each method. We'll talk about using rewards for referrals. We'll also talk about the importance of online reviews and how that will impact your ability to get referrals. And then if you stick around with me to the end, I'm going to share with you a way that you can get a free done-for-you referral program for your practice as well. So let's go ahead and dive right into the information here. Kind of the question at hand is, what if I told you that there was a very simple and inexpensive way for you to get more patients that look like this, that are 4 times more likely to make a purchase? That's 400% for you mathematicians. 16% higher lifetime value. That's a very important stat that you should be looking at. 37% higher retention rate, also very important, and 5 times more likely to give you other referrals. Well, of course, that's what a good referral program can do for you. So Entrepreneur Magazine had a study done a couple of years ago where they surveyed 7,500 small businesses all across the country, asking them, what's the best way to acquire local customers? As you can see here, the answer came back overwhelmingly in favor of referrals. 85% of people said referrals are the best way to get local customers into our practice, and it obviously far and away beats any of the other methods. So it should be an important piece of your overall strategy. I just want to give credit where credit is due. Nielsen, who used to be the TV ratings company, they do a ton of research in all different areas, and they're the ones who found these pieces of information. So I just wanted to really share that again, that they are the source of that information. What they also found out is that people really are willing to give referrals. They're happy to do so. 83% of people say that they're willing to give a good referral after a positive experience. We just have to find ways to make it easy for them. And hopefully that's what I'm going to show you here in just a moment. The SCORE organization, it's kind of the consulting arm of the SBA, the Small Business Administration. They help small business owners be more successful. And they did some surveys and research and found out 61% of people are willing to make usually 1 referral. 34% of your customers, your patients, are willing to make 2 to 10 referrals, and 5% of your patients are willing to make 11 or more referrals. So the question becomes then our goal: how do we get more of these people, or how do we leverage this pretty significant percentage of our existing patients that are willing to make 2 or more referrals for us? Part of the answer will come in regards to what is the reward that you're going to offer. So 81% they found of consumers are more likely to engage if you have a reward program of some kind in place. And we're going to talk about that and what some good sample rewards might be for that. Before we get into that, and really this leads us into the reward idea, one of the things we work with doctors all over the country, from large to small, multi-million, 7-8 figure a year companies, down to the little guys just starting out, trying to get their feet under them. And without regard to size, it seems almost none of them know the actual real cost of acquiring a new patient through paid advertising. Obviously, we do paid advertising for the clients we work with, so that's one of the things we like to dig in and find out what is the real cost. We're not just talking about ad spend fees or campaign management fees. We're talking about adding in things like your staff's time for making phone calls and scheduling and rescheduling appointments and chasing down leads on the telephone, even time spent in consults and report of findings meetings. Even a percentage of your office overhead should be attributed to new patient acquisition cost. So when you dig into those things with most practices, you're going to find a range of about $100 to $200 per new lead sitting in front of you. That's not just like a lead that gave you their name and phone number and you never hear from them again. That's someone sitting across the table from you in a report of findings meeting. So with that in mind, how much would you be willing to spend to acquire patients that look like these, that are 4 times more likely to buy, that have a higher lifetime value, that have a higher retention rate? They're going to stick around with you longer and finish out care plans and buy more products from you over time and give you more referrals. I think the answer for most would be I'd be willing to spend at least what I'm spending on my paid ad leads in order to get these people who are 400% more likely to buy from me. So don't skimp out is really the message here. So we work with doctors doing these sometimes, and I've had doctors say to me, they should just be willing to give us a referral because we've treated them, because we gave them good care and we helped them alleviate pain and problems that they had. And you're probably right. Most people should be willing to do that. But the reality is most people aren't. And it's not because they don't want to help you or they're not grateful for what you've done for them. We're all just busy people, and there's only so many things I can pay attention to and do in my given day. But as we saw a minute ago, if you're willing to reward them with some kind of reward for a referral, now you're going to get 80% plus of those people to take you up on that. So let's dive in real quick. I won't go through this in deep detail, but I want to show you, as I promised, an actual functioning real-world patient referral program. So there are 2 different pathways by which we can acquire these referred leads. One is by having your patient give you their friends' information so that we can contact their friends. So my patient, Jane Doe, gives me her friend's information, Susan Doe, and I can now reach out to Susan and say, hey, Susan, Jane referred you. She thought that you might be someone interested in this special offer we're running right now. We have our chiropractic special with a free x-rays and adjustment and report of findings and all of that, or it's $27 and Jane thought you would be interested. I'd love to talk with you about that. If you're interested, please go here to our online calendar where you can easily book your own appointment. And that obviously would lead them into that appointment. So the patient goes to a web page, which would look a little bit like this page you see on the side here. And there's a reward. So we'll talk about the rewards too, but let's talk about the process first. So the patient goes to the page that you have set up. How do they get there? Well, you have posters and flyers and pamphlets around your office that lets the patients know, I have a reward for making referrals. If you would just, if you want to make a referral, we will reward you for that. In this case, we're saying get a free adjustment for making a referral. So the patient goes to a website, fills out their friend's name, email, and phone number, submits that to you. You're now notified that Jane Doe has made a referral, so you can reward Jane with a free referral or a free adjustment or a credit towards some service, or it could be a gift certificate. Remember, we don't want to skimp out here. It's costing us $100 to $200 for an advertising lead. We want to be able to invest at least that much more. The average lifetime value of a patient, hopefully you know this, and I'm singing to the choir, but just in case, the average lifetime value of a chiropractic patient is typically anywhere from $2,000 to $3,000 over the course of their life. That's what the average patient will spend with you. So this is not a place to skimp out, because remember, these referrals are 4 times more likely to buy from you. So we definitely want to make the investment in the program. So if you can't do, some places are not able to do a free adjustment. That doesn't work with insurance or Medicare or state regulations. That's fine. So you can change it to something else. Maybe it's a $100 gift certificate to a local restaurant, or maybe it's a $100 gift certificate that they can apply towards any of your services. Might be a great way to get patients to try other services that you have by giving them that gift certificate for $100 that they can apply towards, say, a decompression therapy or any other program that you want to offer to them. At any rate, make it rewarded so that there's incentive for them beyond just wanting to be nice to you. So we would set up a website. They can go there, they submit their friend's information, then we send the friend in 1 email and 1 text message. I wouldn't want to do much more than that, because you certainly don't want to irritate that friend who now goes back to Jane Doe and says, why did you give them my information? They're calling me 10 times a day. That's not going to get you any new patients. So that's one method. We give that friend an easy online calendar. They can book their own appointment. Then they go into the normal appointment reminder and confirmation process that you already have. Now, as you can probably see, the downside of that is that some patients may not be willing to give you their friend's contact information, and rightfully so. I might be a little hesitant on that as well. So we have to have this second method, an ability to get the friends in without having to give out their personal contact information, and that's what this second method will do for you. So under the second method, what we're going to do is set up a business card that's printed on the front and back, and on the front it says, hey, you've been given a free adjustment. This now becomes essentially a gift card that your patients can give to their friends, to give their friends a gift of a discounted adjustment, a free adjustment, whatever incentive program you want to offer to the friend to get that new patient, that new prospect in the door, the referred person. On the back of that card, we would have our patients write their name and their phone number, so that when the friend brings in this card, let's call it this gift certificate, that the front desk staff knows which patient to credit for the referral. So we would have Jane Doe's name and phone number in this case on the back of this card, and when Susan brings in this card and says, hey, my friend Jane gave this to me, can I redeem this for my free new patient special? You say, absolutely, very happy to see you, let me have the card, and you now get Jane Doe's information to make sure Jane Doe gets her part of the reward. So that's a nice, easy way for your patients to easily make referrals without having to do much selling or, being awkward, and certainly without having to give out their friends' private contact information. Give your patients several of these cards and say, hey, if you want to give a gift to your friends, we will honor this gift certificate of this card. This gift certificate, it can be in any particular physical format. Business cards are just nice and convenient and easy to move around. 81% of people, though, this is where you'll get caught if you're not paying attention. 81% of consumers are still going to go online and check you out. Those referred people, they're going to go look you up, and they're going to read other patients' comments and reviews and ratings, even after they were given a strong referral from a primary care doctor. So that's a pretty trusted relationship right there, is your primary care doctor. And if 81% of those people are still going to go look you up, you can rest assured that your referred patients are also going to go look you up in the same way. Bright Local Consumer Survey, they do this almost every year, every few years. 49% of people, and this number is consistently rising every year, 49% of people need to see at least a 4-star rating before they will choose to do business with you. I have a stack of other similar statistics that I'd be happy to put in front of you, but I think you're getting the message now. It's really important that you pay attention to what your online presence looks like and that you have good reviews. I've put an example up here of a local chiropractic center. I blurred out their contact information because I'm really not trying to pick on anyone, but let's assume for a moment that I was referred to this chiropractic center by one of my friends. They said, hey, go here and check them out. 80% of people are going to go online, they're going to go to Google, and they're going to type in the name of your practice, and they're going to see what comes up. And if I saw this, they have no website listed, they have no hours listed, and they don't have one single review listed. That's a lot of red flags for me. Even though my friend referred me to them, I'm still kind of iffy on that. Here's where you'll actually get caught even more. Let's say the friend refers me and I go online and I book an appointment before doing my homework. Then I get a text message the day before that says, hey Neil, you have an appointment tomorrow with us. At that point, I'm busy. I've got a lot going on in my life. I've got family. I've got work. I'm going to go online at that point. I'm going to say, I got a lot going on. Am I sure that I really want to go see these guys? And I'm going to now go and do my homework and look them up. And if this is what I find, I'm just probably not going to show up at your appointment. That's one of the reasons for a high no-show rate that very few doctors seem to understand or to get is that people are waiting until they get that reminder of the appointment. They don't go look you up before making the appointment. They just make the appointment right away. But then when it's time to go, that's when they'll go do that homework, and a lot of people will not show up if they're finding information like this. So really important. The key takeaway there is, even with a great referral program in place, you also have to have good reviews to support it. Those patients, those referred people, are going online to check you out before they're going to call, or at least before they come in. All right, so that wraps up our information for today. At the beginning, I had promised you that if you stick with me to the end, I'm going to offer you a way that you can get this whole program done for you absolutely free, and it actually is. The whole program, we provide the collateral, the flyers, the business cards, the website, the whole process, the automations, the emails, the calendars, everything is included, and you can get the entire program free, basically forever, as long as you're running any kind of lead generation campaign with us. So if you want to get more information about that, you can go to the website that you see here on the screen. You'll be able to get lots of information about what kind of lead generation opportunities there are. It's actually very inexpensive. As well as a couple of other bonuses that I'm not going to say here because I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to leave them up. But if you go check this page, you'll see at least our free referral program, and we'll do the whole 9 yards, everything I've shared with you today, along with that campaign, and a few other things that are pretty nice, as long as you get there fast enough. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time today. I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.